Today we're going to do every minute on the minute with the pull. This time instead of the push. Did the push on Thursday. We do the pull on Tuesday. I do a run or a vigorous walk on every day in between. So when I do the pull-ups, we're going to do 3. When I do the rows, we're going to do 5. Just because there's a difficulty spike between pull-ups and rows. So without any further ado, we're just going to get started. Hopefully, we're going to beat my last record, was 102 pull-ups, which takes place over 34 minutes. This time we're doing a little bit of an alteration, adding the pulls on the rings that I have set up already at a designated height for the row. So we're going to do the rows on the 5th minute, just so it's easier to keep track. 4 sets of pull-ups, that's 12, and then 5 rows every 5th minute. Should be pretty easy. Let's get started. The one bad thing about this pull-up bar is it's not high enough, so I have to bend my legs, but that's just one thing. It's not too bad. And 3 pull-ups generally takes me somewhere around 10 seconds. So you got 10 seconds of work, followed by 50 seconds of rest. You can see the timer in the corner there, but it's reversed to you because I'm using a self-facing camera. But I'm sure you can still figure out what it says if you're paying attention, obviously. All right, 5. I'm going to try and switch up the grips every set as well. So last time I did neutral, this time I'm going to do pull up. And next time I'm going to do chin up for a bicep focus. How's it going? Just getting into the every minute on the minute workout. And sometimes I like to distract myself in between. So maybe we'll give the old beard a nice comb for another 10 seconds. It's been misbehaving lately. All right, chin ups. Three pull-ups a minute, every minute on the minute. So very introductory level. This is not going to blow me away here, like on the first 5 minutes. That's not the goal. The goal is to continue going as long as you can. Essentially, last time I did 102 pull-ups. So this time I'm looking to beat that. And I'm also doing rows. So not really including the rows. I want to do more than 102 pull-ups. And if I do that, then I will have done 35 rows or so. So that's the goal. Just knock it out of the park. And I'm going to do wider this time. Have you ever done every minute on the minute? It's a great workout. It's like a high intensity interval training. It's just to get your heart rate going, recover. Get it going up, recover. 30 seconds more of rest. Get this beast to behave a little. take care of those knots and whatnot. It's a metal brush or metal comb and a horsehair brush, actually. Just because you got to figure out something to do. 250 pounds at 14. How can I lose 50 pounds? Um, Honestly, just start increasing your activity level. Just seriously, I wouldn't recommend just going out and killing yourself because you're not going to want to do it again. It hurts. My serious recommendation would be a fast paced walk. If you can breathe out your nose, you're good. If you're struggling for air, you're going a little too quick. Do that 2, 3 times a week. Cut down on alcohol consumption because it's empty calories. So I'm going to get into position for the rows. Those are two main things that will really help you lose weight, though. And I guess for the rows, I'm going to try and angle you guys a little bit better. So we're doing the rows on the 5th minute and 3 pull-ups every other minute. So I'm 12 pull-ups in and 5 rows. Um, does that make sense? Like, just increase your activity level, watch the calories. If you drink 4 times a week, cut it back to 3. That could be a huge calorie thing. And try and focus on your week for your calorie intake. Don't struggle every day to be like, oh man, I didn't have a calorie deficit. Just go, okay, over the course of a week, you're going to have a calorie deficit. Do some brisk walks, reduce your alcohol. Those are the two main things. Come back to me in another month and I'll have something else. Then you would go from walking to maybe doing a slight jog or what I'm doing here. If you can only go 15 minutes, that's okay. And I'm behind on my time here. And Jake the Snake, what up? How are you doing? I'm doing really good. I really love these workouts. Every minute on the minute, high intensity interval training. This is basic level. This is not I'm a pro athlete or anything like that. I'm trying to lose my tummy as well. I'm roughly 216 right now. So pull-ups are not easy. That's a lot of weight to pull. And there is a time during this workout where you're like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to go any further. And then you just do it. You just force yourself to do it. I actually just realized that I start at 0 minutes essentially. So once I start the clock, I start the workout. So I've done 15 pull-ups, 5 rows, well, 21 pull-ups, my bad. But I'm gonna go chin ups this time. Focus on the biceps. Now, if I was really, really fit, I wouldn't be doing 3. I would be doing 5, or I'd be doing, who knows, 10 maybe. But you have to recover in the remainder of the minute. So 3 is where I'm at. You could be at 2, 1, whatever. Doesn't matter. Thing about working out is that it's a personal endeavor and you are only against yourself. That's how I've always looked at it. It's you versus yourself. I've been in a lot better shape in my life, and right now I'm trying to get that conditioning back, to be honest with you. I would have looked at this a long, like maybe 3 years ago and been like, that's a joke. But 3 pull-ups right now is where I'm at. Neutral. Also, this workout is really good for the forearms when you switching up the grips constantly. I remember this. So this is my second time doing this workout, and I was sore for probably 5 days afterward. The muscle soreness was insane. But I also had it through my brachioradialis, my biceps, but my lats were just insanely sore. So hopefully that doesn't happen as harsh this time. Even if I do more, the delayed onset muscle soreness will be less severe. I'm getting into position for doing 5 rows this time, working all the muscles of the back. And I gotta adjust the camera when I do rows. So 10 rows, 27 pull-ups. And when I do the rows, my knees are still bent. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Makes it a little easier. And I'm also gonna get a streaming setup that has a mic, a light, and all that stuff off Marketplace. So hopefully the streams will be picking up quality very shortly. How was your guys' weekend? What'd you guys get up to? I'm gonna move that. Don't mind me. Gotta tame the mane. 15 seconds. And I'm not sore, but I can feel my biceps definitely have worked already. And my lats, truthfully, my lats have definitely worked as well. 40 seconds. And this is basically where I'm at conditioning wise. 215 pounds, roughly, give or take. Probably closer to 220. And I'm just taking back my fitness. Every minute on the minute will increase your muscles, your amount of dense muscles that you have. And the amount of dense muscles that you do have will increase the amount of calories you burn, and that will help you get into a calorie deficit. So this will help burn calories all week long, not just while you're working out. I want to say that every minute on the minute was either discovered to do the world records for pull-ups and things like that. Like if you read David Goggins' book, he's like, if I wanted to have the pull-up record, I would do 7 pull-ups a minute every minute for 24 hours, and the record would be mine. So this is pretty much how he trained to do that when David Goggins had the record, that is, of course. So I don't believe he does anymore. And I don't know who does. It's something like a ridiculous amount of pull-ups now. It's something like 10,000 pull-ups in a single 24-hour period, which equates to almost 10 a minute now. And with that in mind, they weren't allowed to switch the grips at all. So I'm doing neutral grip, regular pull-up grip, wide grip, and chin-up grip. And I'm doing the rows. So I'm almost halfway to my goal. I just want to beat my personal record. Couple shakers. Is anybody out there doing this pull-up workout with me? Did you see it on your phone and go, damn, I'm gonna give that a shot? Every minute on the minute. It's a great practical workout, just get your heart pumping, kind of spike and rest it, spike and rest it. And I think my goal weight this time, I've been as lean as 165 and I've been as heavy as like 225. Heavy with this though. I think my goal weight this time would be like 200 pounds, like fairly big, and no tummy. So 15 rows in, and what would that be? 12, 13, 39, 39 pull-ups and 15 rows in. Doing 5 rows every 5th minute. The timer up there, you can hopefully see it. And 3 pull-ups every minute on the minute. All right, this time wide. This is the harder of my every minute on the minute workouts, I think. Push-ups, you lift approximately 67% of your weight. When you do pull-ups, you lift approximately 95% of your weight. Um, I mean, it seems like technically you're lifting it all, but they don't count the weight from your hand to your forearm because that's the fulcrum. And somehow you're only lifting from the elbow, everything else that's connected down. So if that makes sense, I'm 215, it means I'm lifting like 205 every time I do a pull-up. Let's go this way. I'm gonna do the chin up grip. Consistently come back and do. So for me, I think this is the quickest way. I do a push every minute on the minute. I do a pull every minute on the minute. And I do a long walk on every day in between. And last week was my first week. So I actually kind of blew myself, all my energy on the first 4 days of the week. And then I wasn't really able to do another every minute on the minute, which would have been more of a total body. That would be my plan for maybe this week if I can add another workout. My work schedule is pretty insane though. So, like yesterday, I worked 11 and a half hours from the time I left my house to the time I got back to my house. And then I still did my hour walk, very vigorous 7.5 kilometers, which is something like a little under 5 miles. And if you're getting back into shape, you're in shape, or you just want to hang out, try and tickle that subscribe button. I appreciate it. So 20 inverted rows now, and 17 times 3, what's that, 51? Is that all right? I think 51 pull-ups. So I'm halfway to my pull-up goal, and the rows are bonus right now. Trying to get down to 200 from 217. And if I repeat myself, it's because I know people are coming and going. So just trying to keep the conversation going. Neutral, may as well do it this way. Another thing I'm doing, in addition to this, meal prep is super important. So I got a bunch of chicken breasts made, pre-made, um, baked potatoes, like diced and baked, carrots, broccoli, sweet potatoes as well. And I'm trying to basically limit all my other meals. So if let's just say you eat 6 times a day times 7, that's 42 times a week. I'm trying to keep most of those clean. You give myself a little bit of a break here and there because I used to not eat very clean. Now I'm trying to clean it up. I'm not trying to hold myself to a standard of perfection by any means. I feel like eating is the most difficult part of working out. Eating well, getting enough protein. Estimates vary about how much you need. 0.7 grams per pound of muscle or per pound of body weight that you want to eventually be, whether you're gaining weight or losing it. Um, Calorie deficit all the time. If you want to lose weight, calorie surplus if you want to gain weight. So some people have to force feed themselves if they're trying to gain weight. Some people have to really watch what they eat if they're trying to lose weight. I'm in that category right now because I'm not trying to be a dirty bulker. I'd rather be pretty lean. 23. I believe I'm up to 60 pull-ups now and 20 inverted rows. What are y'all planning to do for the rest of the week? Ugh. I'm like already so close to being able to see my muscles here. That makes me happy. That just makes me want to keep going. Look at the small progress. Also, another reason I like to do these live is because you can't say it didn't happen. That's always my theory when I watch like fitness people on YouTube or wherever. Like, did that really happen, or was that staged in some way? So I'm gonna be going on to the rows next, and actually put this down just so you can see my knees are bent, but not at a 90. They're like if this was 90, they're halfway to straight. They're at a 45-degree angle. All right, I can definitely feel the fatigue setting in. 25 rows, something like 63 pull-ups right now. Still got another 40 to go before I'm really satisfied. And if you're wondering, I'm 37 years old. So if you're older, it's never too old to start working out. And if you're younger, I'm older than you. So what's your excuse? Drop your age and your, let's just say the difference between the weight you are now and the weight you want to be. Use a plus if you want to gain and a minus if you want to lose. That would be awesome in the comments. Another 5 seconds. Do wide again. Whew. Wide is obviously the hardest. So a little kip on that last one, but I'll give myself a break. We're expecting progress, not perfection. Where are you guys from? I'm also from Ontario, Canada, near Toronto. A few more seconds, get back on it. And I'll be doing chin ups instead. When I face that way, oh shoot, I forgot to adjust the camera back up from when I did the rows. Of course, I try to basically kiss the door frame when I'm facing that way. Starting to get a good sweat on. Trying to adjust the camera. Square. Almost 29 minutes in. That's pretty good. 25 rows, 70 something pull ups so far. I'll just go as long as I can and then I'll do the math. It's just, I need to focus on recovery. It's not that bad though. Okay, I figured it out. I've done 75 pull-ups, 25 rows so far. Whew. Tomorrow I have a big job to do. I work construction. So that's another hard part sometimes is saying, well, shoot, I got to go to work tomorrow. And I don't want to annihilate myself. But at the same time, sometimes you just got to get past that first couple of weeks where you're very, very sore from an intense workout. And no matter what fitness level you're at, you can feel delayed onset muscle soreness. But when you're starting, it's worse. So it's just more manageable the longer you work out. All right. Can barely tell, but I'm sweating. Also, sweat is not an indicator of hard work necessarily or calories burned. If you think that, it is actually a myth. Because think of this, like you could be in a sauna, you're sweating your ass off. You're not burning calories, you're losing water. Back to neutral grip. How do you guys do your splits? I'm essentially doing a push pull, and all my lower body is consisting of long walks or runs, essentially around 7.5 kilometers. Or I do a 10K, but I go up a very steep hill. Uh, that's pretty much my leg work right now, and what's helping me grow my heart's ability to pump blood and my lungs' ability to process oxygen. Once we pass 34 minutes, that'll be my longest workout that I've done the pull so far, but didn't do any of the rows that I'm doing in this workout. So my goal for pull is 102, and all the rows are just extra work. I go back to wide. It's going to be tough. Whew, I feel like I was just shy before that kip up. I was also thinking, if I want to really exhaust my muscles, I need to set up a resistance band and do some resisted or assisted pull ups to really end the workout and really gas the muscle. Because basically, every workout you're trying to grow muscle is about muscle fatigue, overall muscle exhaustion. This will get you there. It might take an hour, it might take a half hour. But if you go to the gym and you do a heavy set, and then you rest for 5 minutes, you're going to get 5 more sets in while you do this. Yeah, so this is just my favorite style of working out. And my muscle will be completely trashed by the time I'm done. So be coming up on 35 rows here once I do these next five. And then what's the math? 90 pull-ups. So I'm getting really close to my goal of 102. 15 seconds. I'd like to thank you all for being here also. It's just the start of my fitness journey to get this puppy gone and get down to a lean 200 again. 35 rows, 90 pull-ups. So legitimately, by the time I hit 40 minutes, which I know that is backwards for you guys, it's like kind of hard to read, but we're at 35 right now. So once I hit 40 minutes, I'll have done the 102. I'll have done my goal for pull-ups, and I'll have done an extra 40 inverted rows. So a lot better than last time, and it's only been 1 week. Another thing about when you start working out, 1 second, I got a second to. When you start working out, you will make the gains way quicker than when you've been working out for 6 months. Like me today, um, by the time, like I said, if I have 40 minutes, I'll have done 102 pull ups, 40 rows. And last week, 102 pull ups absolutely killed me. So the increase is those extra 40 rows. It's the same muscle group, it's just a different way to hit them. So with these every minute on the minute, if you can switch up your push this way, and then maybe you do diamond cutter. If you saw my last one, I was doing diamond cutter, military, wide. I was doing them on my knuckles occasionally. So if you mix up the type of exercise you're doing, you can go that much further. Okay, I'm late on my set. The third one's starting to get ugly, but I hit my elbow on the door frame. So that kind of threw me off. But that type of thing's gonna happen occasionally. If I go to 45 minutes, I'll be pretty damn pleased with myself. That'll be 114 pull-ups and 45 rows total. I'll go as long as I can. That's the purpose of this workout. Neutral. Those are getting pretty ugly, not gonna lie. So if I go to 45, I'll have surprised myself. 15 seconds of rest. And then this will tie my record, these next three. Gonna do neutral grip. Just summoned some extra mental capacity for those three. Hands are getting a little calloused. That one looks a little more so. Not quite to the point of like pain or anything. It just, I can tell that my skin has gotten some friction work now. So my skin will adapt and recover and gain thicker calluses. Thing about calluses, you generally don't want to rip them off or do too much. If anything, you want to use sanding to smooth them so that they don't rip. Callus is good. All right. My record is tied, but I've done an extra 40 rows. So I'm doing pretty freaking good. Feeling pretty good about it. Just that little increment more. It's all you need to just be like, yeah, I can do it. I can keep doing it. And it's working. My last workout added to my current strength. So that's when you can tell it's working. It's worth keeping going. It's worth pushing through that discomfort. You're wide this time. Ooh. They're very tough. That's 105 total. Basically going to count every time now, just because I don't want to do the math over and over again. So that's a total of 105 pull. That beats my record by 3. That's awesome. If you're getting back into shape, you're in shape and you're looking to improve your strength, or you're just looking to watch a guy work out, consider hitting that subscribe button. Uh, your chin up style this time. $107 total. Or wait, 108. My bad. 108 total. Pull 40 total rows. Yes, so excited. Even beating myself by a little tiny bit. It's just so worth it. A little bit of ballistic stretch, shaking out. I just realized when I looked down, I hadn't had a sip of water this whole time. May as well have another sip. This is a gallon. I don't usually finish this every day, but it's my progress so far. All right. 10, I'm at 111 for total. And let's go for the 114. We go regular grip pull-ups. 114. That beats myself by approximately 10%, a little over that, which is freaking awesome. Ah, in a few more weeks, like I can see myself already growing muscles, but in a few more weeks, I'll probably be pretty happy with where I'm at. And then after that point, it's just keeping going. I don't know why for me, there's some sort of mental block that when I'm satisfied, I pull back. I need to get satisfied and then keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. I don't know if anybody else has that mental block, but I know I do. All right. It's a grand total of 114 pulls, 45 inverted rows. So the increases on this workout was 45 inverted rows because I didn't do any in my last workout, and 12 push-ups. So that's a considerable amount of work. Um, and I don't really think I could do 3 more pull-ups. I'm gonna do as many pull-ups as I can right now. And if I'm still hanging from the bar, I'm gonna keep going. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go this way. Couldn't do the fourth. So that is I like that diamond pattern in my hand now. I don't know if you guys can really see it as well as I can, but that was a total now of 117. So big progress. And I'm going to cut it right there. Be back next Tuesday for another pull, and we'll be back on Thursday for a push. So we do during the push, we do 5 push-ups every minute, and then 10 push-ups on every fifth minute, just for a little bit of variety and for that little extra um, ability to wear out. I could probably switch it up to do something like 7 or 8 every minute and get a similar total, but I like to do 5 and then 10 on the fives. It's for some reason the way I like to do it. You can do it whatever way you want to do it. So thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here, liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm Corey, and this is Every Minute on the Minute Pull. See you later.